Welcome back. While these last few days in the weather have actually been pretty cool for August, that sun is still very hot and capable of leaving your kids with a nasty burn. While we should always do whatever we can to prevent that, if it does happen, there are some things that you want to do to help the young ones. And Dr. Yvonne Chiu is a pediatric dermatologist with Children's Hospital of Wisconsin, here once again to help us treat some sunburns. Doc, good to see you.
Good seeing you as well.
You know, something that we were talking about earlier that I found interesting and that I learned today was that you don't necessarily have to have a sunburn to have sun damage. Explain what you mean by that.
You can actually have minor amounts of sun exposure that can start causing low levels of sun damage, things that would cause wrinkles or skin cancers later on in life with this low accumulation building up over time. So you have to keep in mind that it's any amount of sun exposure can cause damage.
Sure, so even if your goal is just give them a little bit of color, always using the sunscreen?
Exactly.
All right, and if the kids end up with a burn, and I'm talking about not the serious stuff, but you know, they're uncomfortable, or what I've done a lot is you miss a spot and you can see exactly the spot you missed because that's real red. How do we treat that?
You know, I think some at-home cares that are pretty easy include giving them acetaminophen or ibuprofen to help with pain.
Yeah, because it hurts.
Yeah, it does hurt, and it helps bring down the inflammation too when you use that. Aloe vera gels or lotions can be helpful. Cool compresses. Just keeping them hydrated too. That's important to keep in mind because a sunburn is like a regular burn, so you can become dehydrated if you are extensively involved.
And does that help with the healing as well? I mean, it needs to heal.
Exactly, and it just sometimes takes time.
All right, and how about the more serious burns? I mean, how do you know the kids have really been exposed to something where they might need to call a doctor? Yeah,
I think if your kid is feeling ill, so getting tired, having bad headaches, in severe pain because their skin is so burned, definitely if they're blisters, those would be all situations where you'd want to go in and see your doctor, or at least give the office a call and see what else you might have to do.
They can help you decide whether or not you need to bring them in or take a look. In those severe situations, what sort of things can you do at the hospital or in a doctor's office that you couldn't do at home?
Well, you know, I think the main concern that we worry about with burns is dehydration. So if they need IV fluids, we can give them that. If they have a lot of blistering on their skin, sometimes we can help with popping some of those blisters to make them feel a little bit better.
A little bit better. But man, if you ever had a nasty burn, one time the worst burn I ever got, we were on the beach with the clouds. Oh, we don't need sunscreen. When I was a kid, didn't sleep for days. All right, doctor.
Always got to prevent sunburns.
Good to see you. And if you'd like more safety tips on this topic or any we discussed with Children's Hospital of Wisconsin, they've got a great website. You can get there through us. Just log on to TMJ4.com for the link. Let's take a look at tonight.